Welcome to Sauti Zetu, and I'm Gigi, and I'm here with Kobi of Kobi Concepts, and we're here to talk about vegetarian, vegan, and raw vegan. But let's start with raw vegan. What's that all about?
Okay, so most people get confused the difference between vegetarian vegan and raw vegan. Mm-hmm. There's actually a very big difference. Vegetarians eat plant-based foods, mm-hmm. and vegans eat plant-based foods, and they don't eat animals or animal byproducts. Okay. And then raw vegan is basically the same thing, but we just don't cook our food above 118 degrees Fahrenheit, which is when all the enzymes and the nutrients get destroyed.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're a raw vegan?
Correct.
How long have you been a raw vegan?
It's been, I think, 4 months now.
4 months?
Yeah.
That sounds like a mouthful of like raw vegan.
I know, but I have to kind of clarify because most people, you know, just think of vegan, mm-hmm. because that's the term that they're used to. Mm-hmm. Even for me, I didn't know there was such a term as a raw vegan until I discovered raw veganism. So there is actually a really big difference. The difference is that we don't cook our food. We dehydrate our food, which is kind of like an oven, but then it doesn't heat the food above 118 degrees Fahrenheit.
So what made you transition to raw vegan? Why raw vegan?
Well, we were avid meat eaters. I still like chicken and beef. I mean, it's only been 4 months, you know. And I live in Texas where, you know, barbecues all around the corner.
Especially nights of summer.
Exactly. So, but what happened? Okay, we watched the movie. Well, actually, it began with P90X.
Okay.
That's where it began. So, of course, you know, I must get baby weight off. Mm-hmm. So, did P90X with a hubby, mm-hmm. and then they have this meal plan, which was very strict in terms of calorie intake and then proteins, a nice balanced meal. And that's when I kind of came across, you know, what foods are good for you, what foods help you in terms of performance and energy. Mm-hmm. And then I decided to watch the movie Food Inc. Mm-hmm.
What are you laughing?
Watched it. No, we had a conversation.
Did? Yes.
And I finally watched it because I didn't want to watch it, but I'll let you finish.
Yeah. So, Food Inc. I was scrolling through Netflix and I figured, let me just watch it. I've heard a lot about it. Mm-hmm. It was very controversial, and I figured, well, this is the perfect time to watch it since I'm trying to better myself and my health. Right. And that's it. That was it. We decided to, because it just basically talks about the food industry, the American food industry, the hidden secrets behind it, what goes on behind what you don't see, just the slaughter of the animals, the, you know, antibiotics that they inject in these animals.
All the hormones and
and just the food system and the preservatives and everything that they put in the food, you will not believe. You're not eating food. It's not food anymore. It looks like a burger. It's not a burger.
Pumped up with all
it's
and
exactly. And so that was kind of the, I'd say, the changing point, the epiphany, you know, whatever you want to call it. So, but we didn't make the decision then. The next day I went and bought chicken. We need to eat. I need to, you know, cook dinner. I bought chicken. And came home and I cooked it, and we looked at it. Like, I went through the whole cooking process, and I fried it actually. Right. We had to open the windows. I could not stand the smell, and that's when you become now acute to the actual smell of chicken, or rather chicken, because it's really not. You can actually start smelling the chemicals because your mind now is in tune to, you know, looking out for those kind of things. Long story short, we threw out the chicken. We started buying organic chicken and looking for grass-fed beef, which is, you know, a big pointer for meat eaters. At least go and try and look for grass-fed beef and chicken if you can. There's a big difference in taste, in texture. It looks different. It's a little bit tougher. You're like, oh, this is the meat of back home, you know? It's like, it's tough.
It tastes,
yeah, and it tastes good too. So then we wanted more. and then we came across this movie called, I was just looking for any movie written, like starting the title, like food, food Inc. Food, you know. So then we came across this movie called Food Matters, and that's when they talk about the power of raw foods and the healing properties of raw foods, and it just made sense. It makes absolute sense. It's kind of like when you have the knowledge, you can't go back. You know, as much as you want to, like, oh gosh, you know, I crave this and that, but you can't possibly make that decision and go backwards because you know exactly what you're putting into your body. And that's when we just, I think for us the big point is just the healing properties of eating raw, and just what meat does to your system, which is what most people don't know. Just what the havoc that meat wreaks in your body.
And I love meat. I love.
We all do. We all do. But would you eat raw meat?
No, definitely
exactly.
not. I can eat red meat, but you know, medium well. Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the logic they put behind it. Is if we were truly made to eat meat as human beings, we would, you know, as a lion sees a kill, it's raw, it's fresh. They salivate. It's, you know, that's what they want. You look at meat, you don't want it raw. That's right. So why do you have to cook it? Why do you have to put all these spices and burn it and then finally, okay, yes, and now I can eat it. You know what I mean? And you know, it goes back to, you know, the beginning of time. Adam and Eve, they were in a garden of Eden. God didn't give them a stove. Right? I mean, it was true. So that's something to think about. So that's yeah, that's pretty much the turning point for us. Is two movies I have to recommend. Please. So Food Inc.
Yes. And Food Matters.
And Food Matters.
And I refused. I was a vegetarian a couple of years back. Yeah. And now I'm a flexitarian. It was hard because I moved from California here, and then testament. I'm sure these guys, my friends could tell you. But going over to their house, they're like, okay, she doesn't eat beef, she doesn't eat chicken.
Like, what do we cook?
And like, well, let's prepare like something veggie, like potatoes and peas.
Right. Oh gosh, yeah.
Nothing attractive, like that's not really attractive. But
I know all about that now.
Wow. So what challenges did you face as far as now picking the foods? Like, you know, obviously there's certain veggies you're like, I'm not touching that, definitely. So what challenges have you faced with that?
Well, yes, there are many things I'm very picky about, and so whatever I don't like eating, I juice. Throw it in the juicer, mix it with apples. There's nothing that apples and oranges and watermelon can fix, you know? Put whatever veggies you want, mix it with a lot of fruit, so you have the sweet, and you still have your veggies, and that's kind of how you ingest it. But and that's actually a really good way to ingest veggies if you're, you know, want to get in your recommended daily. But you know, that statistic is based on, we call it, raw vegans call it SAD diet, which is the standard American diet. Okay. Yes. I like that. Yeah, because it is very sad. I mean, if you think about it, you have your chicken, and then you have your potatoes, and then maybe somebody's gonna touch the salad. Like, oh, we've got a salad. Yeah. Or if you have veggies, you go ahead and like stir fry them, or you know, nobody eats veggies and fruits raw. Right. And so, what nutrition is your body getting? You know, because this is where it's surely you're not getting it from the chicken and the potatoes that's overcooked. You know, you've killed everything. So what happens to all the 20-something enzymes and vitamins and minerals that you're supposed to get in your body? True. On a daily basis, yeah. So veggie juice fixes that problem. You can keep your diet, just include veggie juice, and you still get your nutrients.
So you can mix both, because I read somewhere that there's certain fruits that you shouldn't mix with vegetables, or does it really? Just
because of acidity levels, you know, and how they react, it can, you know, ingest in your stomach and cause you to bloat up and have gas. I haven't really come across any combinations that don't really work. That's something new to me. But yeah, because in the beginning I just throw everything in, you know, like
So you've actually experimented on like trying different veggies, mixing veggies.
Yeah, absolutely. Just even veggies that you wouldn't normally buy, like, and I have fun with it. I go to the store and like, look at this vegetable called bok choy.
I was just thinking about that.
And
what is bok choy?
Yes.
What is bok choy? What is it?
It's like an Asian lettuce.
What does it look like?
It looks like lettuce, but then spinach leaves on top. It's like a cross between a spinach and lettuce. It's very, it's kind of lettucey, but seems I didn't want to eat that, so I just, but it's good. Apparently it's good for you, so I used it, the juicer comes with a manual, and it does tell you what you can and can't juice, especially in whatever type of juicer you have. So, and of course, do your research. We live in the 21st century.
Yeah, you have to
Google. Go ahead. Google everything, whatever questions you have. That's actually
now that your body has adjusted to. It's still adjusting.
It still is.
It's still adjusting. I mean, have you had any reactions to some of the foods that you prepared, or the juices?
Right.
I'm trying to find the word juice.
Juice. No reactions. No, I wouldn't say I've had big. I have no reaction in general to. I don't have any allergies to any food substances. So I think the thing you have to get over is tasting vegetables and fruits raw. Because you know what I mean? Like if it's spinach, it's gonna taste like spinach. If it's, kale, it's gonna be really,
it's
kale taste.
It's kind of gross, I must say.
Exactly, but that's what you think because it's what your taste buds have adjusted
to. What I see, Kobi.
You're so used to cooking it up and frying it and putting, garlic and all that.
Yeah, because I've seen my aunt prepare. She also juices a lot. And one time I saw her do like spinach with the red tomatoes, and she threw in carrots, and she threw in grapes in there. And when it came out, it was so disgusting. But I'm not gonna lie, she said, just taste it. It's not that bad.
Right.
When I took a sip, I'm like, okay, the first sip was not bad. The third sip, I was like, okay, you know what? I can only take so much of this.
And then you know what? If you need to just hold your nose and chug, hold your nose and chug. Seriously,
and then it comes out.
That's what it comes down to because it's really that good for you. And then you can't. There's no substitute for raw foods and raw fruits and vegetables. There really isn't.
Yeah.
You need the enzymes in there because if you don't ingest your foods with enzymes, then you're basically overloading your body. Your body has already so much to do. Now you give it food that doesn't have enzymes, and the enzymes are what you call the workers of digestion. And so basically the body depletes its enzyme supply. Interesting fact. You're born with a certain number of enzymes.
Really?
They are not replaced. They're not replaced. And so when your enzymes are over, that's when you die.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, during the detox period, people have told me many stories. For those who tried, actually not tried, gone vegan. One person told me they had a dream where they dreamt of a juicy steak.
Wow.
And it was periodically
coming up
with sauteed mushrooms and gravy and so. And she was so descriptive.
Yes.
Have you had dreams like you're at a barbecue and
No, because I don't feel deprived, and I think that's the one thing that a lot of people, to successfully make the lifestyle change, you have to make sure you're not feeling deprived.
Okay.
And that's what happens in a diet. If you're dieting, you're cutting something out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it works in the other way in terms of you're always thinking about that one thing you're not getting, and so it's counterproductive. And it's also 50% psychological. So you're not gonna lose weight if you're thinking of you have to be in the mode of losing weight from head to toe, and then your body works in sync. So given that, I've not had detailed dreams of juicy steaks, and actually I've never enjoyed red meat.
Okay.
I've always been a fish and chicken person, and so what I did is I didn't go cold turkey overnight. We eliminated red meat, and then we eliminated chicken, and then slowly we eliminated fish. So by that time our taste buds had changed. That's another thing. It takes about 30 days, and then your taste buds change.
30 days?
Literally change. Wow. You will look at a cheeseburger and it will be nauseating. You will smell fries and want to throw up.
Fries?
Really? The grease?
See, that's why I'll be the flexitarian.
Right? No, the grease.
You'll be vegan, but not totally
vegan. Yeah. And so that helps a lot because you don't want it. I can look at it and I feel, I'm not inclined to try it out or anything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what have the attitudes been from your friends, coworkers, peers, family?
Yes. But they all think I'm nuts, so we are nuts. Well, that's the initial reaction. Like, are you nuts? But then I think people are curious. A lot of people are curious because it's something new. And so after they get over the initial shock, they really want to learn about the lifestyle and and the one question Wabu is always asked, Wabu, my husband, at work, they always ask him, so what do you eat? Like, because he's like, okay, I'm going home for lunch now. Yeah. And then they're like, when he comes back, so what did you eat? Until he started having to take pictures of his plate. Like, yes, I do eat food. Like, I don't go home and prepare a salad and that's it. There's a lot more to raw foods than you know. And you can make gourmet raw burgers. Think of anything that's a substitute for that. Raw pizza.
I'm trying to visualize.
So it's kind of like deconstructing food, like deconstructing a pizza, but you're making it out of something else.
Yeah,
the Food Network.
Right. You find
I'm trying to visualize
everything.
a burger first of all, because I'm a meat person.
Right.
So
like
when you say gourmet raw burger, so
think of a friend of mine said that they used to shred carrots,
right,
and kind of make that into a patty. Obviously, I think they added like other ingredients,
spices,
and made that into a patty, and
then it's a bun. There's a bun.
There's a bun. I just think like, okay, no bread, no nothing.
I would suggest mushrooms. Okay. Mushrooms are very steak-like taste, and you know, if you basically dehydrate them with the right spices, you can get away and pretty much it tastes like meat. So, and you can make raw bread too.
Okay.
So just think of anything that you can make, cook, you can dehydrate it. Yeah.
Okay. And now you said you had a dehydrator oven or a dehydrator? Oh.
Right now, I'm actually going to get one, but right now I've been using my oven on a setting of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, it has to be below 100 degrees.
That's really low.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
so,
like
does it take like 20 minutes to cook?
No, it takes more like overnight.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean,
okay. Yeah, and that's what a dehydrator does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you just sit up and boil and all the moisture's...
no, you just kind of lay it out and then you just set the oven, put the oven on and go to bed. And like if it's a burger, it's going to be like a burger texture by the morning. So yes, it takes a lot more in terms of prep work, like especially if you're that kind of grab and go person.
Yeah.
So in the microwave, go, this is probably going to throw you completely off.
Okay.
You have to make the time, you know, or plan your meals ahead, you know. Yeah.
So for somebody who has a sweet tooth like me, I love sugar, I love cakes, pastries, name it. Do you make desserts?
Absolutely, and they are
What's your favorite?
best.
Chocolate is mine, so if you can throw one there.
I love chocolate. Actually, there's this one, I wish I'd brought it with me. It's called Hail Mary's Miracle Tart. And yes, it's actually a Dallas-based company, and they supply to natural grocers, Whole Foods, Market Street, all these organic nature stores. And it's basically an almond and chocolate tart that's made of raw cacao and raw coconut oil and raw agave, and it's so rich. That's the thing with raw vegan treats, they're very rich. You can only eat like a certain amount and you're good.
You're done.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I can make some. I'll be glad to try one.
Yep.
Yes.
And another great, another thing I should point out is that when you eat raw, you will always, you can't, basically when you get to your ideal weight, you will stay there. Yeah. There's no fluctuating.
You maintain it.
Yeah. Of course, you know, if you don't hydrate properly, you know, you get the occasional bloating, but otherwise, you will get to your ideal weight for your body. Period.
Awesome.
Now, when you transition, did you have to see a doctor or anything like that, or it was just like, okay, no, we're gonna. No, some people. No, serious. Some people. Go see somebody.
Right, a naturopath or no, I just. Like I said, 21st century is awesome. YouTube, Google, there's so many forums out there, there's so many videos, and And there's a lot of information, especially I've read a lot of books, you know, just on lifestyle change, how to make sure that you do it the proper way so that you're not deficient in anything. And what makes me laugh a lot, and another question I get is, how do you make sure that you're getting all your nutrition in? And my answer to that is look around at your, this could be from someone who is just chowing down on a McDonald's burger. How are you getting your, I think I should ask you, where is your nutrition from? Because
the lettuce in there and the tomatoes.
Which I am eating 100%.
You got your veggie right there.
Right, and so basically, it's not like when you're preparing a meal, honestly, you guys, when you're cooking, do you have a chart and you look at the FDA chart, the USDA chart that says you're supposed to get this much amount of protein, this much? Do you have that chart and make sure and weigh it out and make sure you've gotten your 100 grams of protein? You've got who does that?
That's that, yeah.
So why now when you're eating raw, you know, why do you have to? I mean, why is it such a hard concept to digest? So
True.
yeah.
Wow,
Well,
that's amazing.
I can't wait to get the cooking because you said you're gonna make a banana ice cream and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yes.
So we're gonna be right back and watch her make a few little vegan dishes, raw vegan dishes.
Raw. Raw.